This podcast is hosted by Sheza Barbour, co-founder of Good Tree Institute, and joined by licensed therapist Archie Aquino and our resident scholar and founder, Dr. Nadia Qatranji.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of Timeless Conversations with Good Tree Institute. I'm Sheza Barbour, and I'm here with Archie Aquino and Dr. Nadia Qatranji as we continue our journey into Surah Maryam. So our last episode, we delved more into arrogance, right? But arrogance in relation to other people and groups that we associate with. So in this episode, we're going to continue down this whole sequence of like connecting to Allah, but maybe understanding a little bit more of like, as we call this episode, what's the price of subscription? What's this costing you? The choices that you make and the groups and the arrogance that you have taken on. So Dr. Nadia, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. So to your point, I think what's so beautiful is that these next ayahs are really just going off of the previous ones where, you know, in the previous ones, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was showing us how we basically are feeling better than others because we belong to certain groups and we want to belong to certain groups. And a lot of the times, you belonging to these groups really has you live a certain lifestyle and has you seeking certain ways. And this is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about it. And again, I bring it one more time. It's that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the aspect of kufr, of aspect of covering the truth in terms of like, yeah, well, that leads people to not believe in Allah or not surrender to the truth. So again, we have to take it with a bigger scope of understanding that, you know, when you're born into, especially when you're born into the faith, you don't have even that struggle or that, you know, challenge that you have to submit and surrender to it. You've taken it. So it shows up in different other aspects that you just have to be aware of. So it doesn't really take you by surprise and that you really live by it, not only know it by your intellect. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَفَرَأَيْتَ, He says, did you see الَّذِي كَفَرَ بِآيَاتِنَا, the one who denied or covered our signs. See, now he moves from the parties to the one person. He's talking to one person. And he says, this person says, وَقَالَ, and he said, for sure, لَأُوتَيَنَّ, like there is a double assurance here. For sure, I am having مَالًا وَوَلَدًا, money and children. مَالًا is, of course, denoting wealth. And وَلَدًا, you have to understand it in a bigger scope, not only children per se, but in the past, children were a main resource for people for popularity and for being in a good status. Like the more children you had, the more of a better status you are in the society. So nowadays you can replace it with whatever it is that's equivalent to a popularity or to some value of that sort in the social realm. So he said, this person said, he denies Allah's way, and however, he's just like, I do have the money and the wealth. I'm for sure going to have that money. I'm for sure going to have that wealth, and I'm for sure going to have those children and that popular way. So look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responded. He said, أَطَّلَعَ الْغَيْبِ, did he have a look at what's the unseen? Like, does he know what's happening in the future, that he knows for sure you're going to have that money and wealth? Where did that entitlement come from? Do you know what's happening? أَمِ اتَّخَذَ عِنْدَ الرَّحْمَنِ عَهْدًا, or did he have, ahd is a covenant or a promise, or did he take from the Rahman, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is most loving, merciful, and compassionate? Did he give you a promise that he's going to do that to you? He's going to give you so much? Where did you get that entitlement from? So there's that sense of entitlement, sense of, I'm going to have that. Again, see, he's kind of like really giving us the access to the details or the base level, detail level of the first group that we talked about, the arrogance in terms of parties and all of that. And then he says, no, kalla, that's not true. all what you're assuming is not true. All of that, oh yeah, well, you're that sense of entitlement that Allah has given you something specific, or He singled you out and favored you in giving you a certain, wealth or a certain popularity. He says, no. سَنَكْتُبُ مَا يَقُولُ. We are going to write what he says. وَنَمُدُّ لَهُ مِنَ الْعَذَابِ مَدًّا. And we will extend for him from the punishment and extension. And then he says, وَنَرِثُهُ مَا يَقُولُ. And we are going to inherit what he says. We're going to take it and bring it back to him. وَيَأْتِينَا فَرْدًا. And he will come back to us. Farda, just a single individual person. This is also very important. Notice we saw it in the previous ayahs, and now we're seeing it again. He talks about the punishment being extended before talking about coming to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and meeting to him Yawm al-Qiyamah. Not to dismiss the fact that there is a punishment Yawm al-Qiyamah, but the pain and the punishment happens here in this life. When I'm seeking that entitlement and thinking that I am better because I have that ability, or that I am entitled for these things, that arrogance is extended to here, and with it is extended the punishment, the pain, and the suffering that people have in this life. It's as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying the nature of you seeking these things comes with it a certain pain. And because he is Rahman, he doesn't want that pain for you. He doesn't want you to go through that.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when we go through these ayat, I just see it so clearly, nowadays. But when I look back at life, kind of my group and my people when we were in our 20s, when you're making those career decisions and people are like, and I see it now with the 20-somethings, that I'm going to be a doctor because if I become a doctor or a lawyer or get that MBA, I'm going to get the wealth. You're chasing after that wealth and the, for marriage and the proposals and everything that comes along with it, like it's a God-given right that's what's going to happen. Like because of your, and it's almost like they're saying exactly what the ayah is saying, almost verbatim. Like when I get this, I'm going to have wealth. I'm going to have these kids. I'm going to have this type of wife or this type of husband. And everything's going to be so hunky-dory because I'm going to have all of it. I'm going to make it, and so assured of it that, and then they continue living on your life, and then you go through and you're chasing all that, and then you hit your 40s and 50s, and a lot of time, maybe that didn't, either they're miserable if they kept chasing after it, or maybe they didn't get it.
And even after you get it, you feel that it wasn't really,
Yeah, it wasn't
that's
that
not
great.
what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it would be much so different. So the reality of that, again, that pain of this nature of life or this lifestyle starts hitting you. And I think it's very important. It's very important as you're living life that don't turn a blind eye on the impact of this lifestyle. Notice it. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not even, I noticed your speech, Shaza, when you said it's like the assumption is when I get these things or when I get the job or whatever, that I get to have all this life that I want. It's not even a when. It's like, I have to get this. There's this desperation. I have to be a doctor. I have to be a lawyer. I have to get the MBA so that I can have this life that I'm entitled to or that I want. And it's just not about like, it's the arrogance of I have control over this. I'm going to make this happen.
Right. Mm-hmm. That it's a God-given right. Like if this, then this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, again, is bringing back the reality in these ayahs that we just saw. The first reality is that this lifestyle, this mentality has a pain that goes with it. And the second one is that, guess what? When you're going to come to me, all of what you're saying, it's not yours. He said, وَنَرِثُهُ مَا يَقُولُ. It's all gone. We're going to inherit all of it. That's not yours. How you're coming is an alone, farda, he said, an individual. You're coming stripped from all of that. Be careful. He's telling us, just like, stop being short-sighted. Be careful. Look, examine this life. Examine how things are happening. Don't fall for it.
Yeah,
Don't sell
because
out.
there's the element of selling out, and then there's an element of like people don't realize it's this lifestyle that we're chasing or wanting, the wealth and the money and all the stuff that comes with it. Just kind of like, what is the impact that's happening on yourself, on your families, being disconnected? It takes something. There's something's got to give. So if you're gonna keep chasing this lifestyle, you're gonna get punished in some way internally or through giving up things that might be valuable to you, like your kids or whatever. There's other, like, something has to give, and that can be a form of punishment because you're just too sucked into this. I gotta do this because you think you have to for the status, to keep up. This is expected,
Yeah, and notice how our culture and our yani the world that we're living in right now is so conducive to this kind of lifestyle that it takes an actual real effort to get yourself out of that cycle. And I'm talking mentally. I'm not talking like you have to change. You still have to live in the world, but you have to approach it differently. Because if you think about it, I mean, look at all professions that we used to have in the past. People used to enjoy their profession. Like, as they're doing it, they're just like happy with it, and they're doing it because they want to do it. I'm being a doctor because I enjoy taking care of people. I'm being a lawyer because I want to take care. Now it's more of like, yeah, they say the slogan, they say this word of, say, I want to take care of people, I care about their health, but that's just so a cover up to, I'm doing this because I want this type of lifestyle that's attached to it. And we're not understanding the Kool-Aid that we're drinking with all of this, like being an effect of this lifestyle and not taking ownership of our life and saying, no, I actually do want to enjoy my career path, and I want to do it because I want to do this work because I enjoy it, and it's not about the money. Now everything is driven by, I want to get this certain status. What gives me the status and the money is where I do the work. It's not about what I actually, why I want to do it. It's not anymore like that.
Right. I mean, even nowadays, it's hilarious. It's people talk about, how do you monetize your hobbies? Your hobbies are supposed to be something that helps you de-stress and
Relax,
find enjoyment in life. It becomes like, no, how do I make money off of this?
Yeah, and I think also it's worth mentioning the other end of it, which we're seeing more in the Gen whatever, after the Gen Z, all of that. Like even millennials, I think you see that a little bit where it's, yeah, I mean, I really don't care about this all getting so much money or having this big house or all of that. I really don't care about any of that. I just want to enjoy life and be chill. Well, be careful though. You're just taking yourself out of one pit, putting yourself in another pit. Because what's after all of this enjoyment?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I see it like, I just want to travel the world, and I want to travel in experiences. I'm like, well, all that costs money too. And then it becomes their status symbol too. Like, I see it amongst themselves, like, well, I did this and I traveled to X amount of countries and experienced X amount of things, and you didn't. Well, okay.
And it's a new lifestyle, right? It's a new attraction. It's a new emerging lifestyle that's very trendy. That's very the cool one right now. Right. The kind of like the one that everybody is attracted to. But be careful. Be careful. Again, yeah, you're experiencing that. But after a while, there is the nature of this kind of thing is that it becomes very empty after a while. It becomes, these need to come into flavors, into kind of like, here and there, you sprinkle them here and there, but it can't be the core of your life.
Yeah. What's the point of it all? Are you living so you can have these experiences? But yeah, to what end? What's the point of having all these experiences? What's the point of your existence in in this
Yeah.
world?
And I think also, we mentioned it last time, and I would like to highlight it again, is that the difference between people who are going on the path of the divine, and they're kind of like connected to doing good things that last long, versus others, is that the lifestyle that the lifestyle that goes with the divine way does not have a side effect or collateral damage or impact, a negative impact. So even this one, where I'm just like doing my thing and doing me and all of that, you have to understand that you are part of a world, and your role as a human being in this world is very important. And you're just withdrawing yourself and living your life as an individual, and that has a huge impact on the society. And it has you also feel empty, because at the end of the day, we as human beings, we can't live. It's just very detrimental to us when we don't have a something that's pulling us. Now, you can enjoy things as you're living life, of course.
But yeah, it's like the concept of diminishing returns. It's like all of these things that you're saying, like you're getting some sort of joy out of. It's the joy gets less each time, and you're still feeling empty through it, no matter
Yeah,
what, whether it's a product or an experience or all
yeah,
this. It's all some level, some form of consumerism. You're buying
exactly.
something, you're buying an experience, you're buying a product, you're buying something, and it's just never ending. And it's like we said, Archie, what's the point? And if it's not connecting you to something greater, then you'll never feel fulfilled.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of an ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, because the deal is that you can become wealthy, you can enjoy things and everything, but you have to be careful what is at the core of things. What's the priority? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, when he talks, just like, be careful. He says, if you're if you're even the closest people in your life, if you're attached to the closest people in your life, your attachment to them is bigger than the attachment of your core being the divine. If your attachment to your money, your attachment to your trade, your attachment to your homes is bigger, then wait and see. He says it's not. It's not. He ends it by saying this is not going to end well. So it's not that you can't have it, but don't put it in the place. Don't compromise your core for the sake of getting it. Don't have it be the goal. I'm out to make this amount of money. I'm out. Inshallah, do what you
Inshallah.
can,
Yeah.
but don't do it for the sake of it. Do it for a good cause. And be, as we said, we've been saying it over and over and over, be clear with yourself. I told you, I deceived myself. I said, yeah, I'm doing it for the sake of whatever. I was lying. I was like covering it up, because I wanted to prove that I can do it. So we have to be very careful of this. So this is really more of, as we said, the extension of it. Go ahead, Archie.
I was thinking, a good litmus test is to ask yourself, would I do it for free?
Beautiful.
Nowadays, are
And
you kidding?
and not only this,
Every
Archie.
minute is like worth, they're like, what's my time is worth X amount of dollars.
Not only would I do it for free, and I would add the other one, because Allah is talking about two things, wealth and popularity. Would I do it anonymously?
True.
Or would it be fine if somebody else does it in front of me instead of me? So these are very good questions to ask. Absolutely. Would I do it anonymously, or would I do it? Would I be happy if somebody else does it, or would I do it for free? Totally. Because some people are willing to do it for free as long as they get the fame.
Oh yeah, the likes, the people giving money to people, on the homeless people, and they post it. And they get like all that, they get something out of it, but they want to make it look like I'm giving away $1,000 to this homeless person. Look how great I am.
Yeah. And now with the influencers culture, it's kind of like you're hitting both simultaneously, right? You're getting the money and the fame together. Everybody wants to do that because it's kind of like they think it's easy. I don't believe. I mean, they're not saying it's easy, but that's what people think.
And even that, you get trapped.
Totally.
It's always you got to post every day. You got to make content every day.
Yeah, and they're
And
miserable,
to
and
this point,
everybody's so miserable.
exactly. And to this point, I want to show you the last part of the Quran that we're sharing today. It actually talks about this particular aspect here. Look what he says. Sorry. He says, وَاتَّخَذُوا مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ آلِهَةً لِيَكُونُوا لَهُمْ عِزًّا. So he's really showing. He says they took other than God, a God. Again, what's the word aliha? Aliha and Allah, they come from the word aliha, which is to be in a state of surrender to ta'abbud, to worship. He says they do that to bring dignity to them, to bring honor to them. Remember, you're not going to be worshiping something nowadays. What you worship is this, the status and the money and the lifestyle. That's what worshiping, our comfort. That's our God nowadays. He says they do that so that they get dignity out of it and honor out of it. He says, no, they are going to actually deny them surrendering to them. If you were to worship something, Yawm al-Qiyamah, on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that they're going to deny that. They say, we didn't ask you to surrender to us. A lot of the times, following certain groups or things like that. They're going to deny that. وَيَكُونُونَ عَلَيْهِمْ ضُدًّا, and they're going to be opposite to them. But this is the ayah that I really also wanted to highlight. He says, أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا الشَّيَاطِينَ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ تَؤُزُّهُمْ أَزًّا. Did you notice how we sent the devils onto the ones who reject the truth, the kafirin, to the ones who cover the truth, تَؤُزُّهُمْ, to urge them. So azza here is azaza. It's not azaza. It should be azaza. It's like to more of the urging them, constantly instigating them and enticing them. And this is, notice, we've been saying it over and over, that this is the nature of this lifestyle. It's that I always have to get more. I have to do more. I have to do this. There's always this constant, almost like an addiction, right? I have to do. I'm in this. You just mentioned the influencers as an example. I have to keep doing that always. It's a cycle that I can never stop. Remember when we talked about the lifestyles of people who want to be part of a kind of like certain elite group? I always have to buy from this kind of thing. I have to spend this amount of money. He says it's just like you're always enticed to do these kinds of things because you're striving that dignity and that honor and that self-worth through these kinds of things. This is not freedom. This is slavery. That's what we call it. And that's why if you're not surrendering to Allah, you are a slave to another thing, including lifestyles. That's slavery, disguised in freedom.
I know, because we keep really, we have been made to believe that once I attain this, that, or the other, this degree, this house, this money, this certain status, this promotion, I will get more freedom. I will have more freedom to spend being, a better parent, more freedom with my kids, more freedom to study Deen. It'll buy me more time. It'll buy me more this, that, or the other. And it's not, like you're saying, it just turns into another form of slavery. It's not freedom. But
it's the devil's, it's shaitan's stick, carrot stick,
right,
Yeah. Oh, it's not, you didn't get to this. It's the next one. Wait, just the next one. And you notice the same people who are saying that, they never get it. They never actually have that free time because they have more money. You have more money, you're busier, So
you're busier and you buy more things. You buy, people to take care of your house and your nannies and your this and that. And then you're still running around like a chicken with your head cut off and still stressed out and still worrying and still this and still that. And I'm like, it's never ending. It's like the devil's carrot. It's, but yeah, we have been delusional in thinking like this is what we've been I don't know, maybe it's our capitalistic society these days. It's like we've been, kind of just, we believe in this inherent, like almost like we don't even think about it. It's just like, this is just, we're just going in that motion.
Yeah.
Did he say he sent the devils? Or
Yeah. على
okay.
أن أرسلنا الشياطين على الكافرين, that he sent the devils on the kafirin تأزهم, like constantly urging them and enticing them, to do that, because that's what the devils, they did when they were kicked out, right? When the shaitan was kicked out, he was like, I'm gonna get your people to do like me. And we're just literally, that's what the shaitan keeps giving us, a delusion on top of a delusion. No, oh, it's not this, actually. Get this. And then when the moment you get this, once you get the job, your life is going to be perfect. You get the job, oh, it's not, yeah, you know what? Because you're still missing this saving that you really need to make sure that you're secure. You get that, it's like, yeah, but you need to have, then where you're living is not good. And it takes us from one to the other until you find decades running and life scrolling, and I'm just not present. I'm not alive. I'm not aligned.
Yeah, you're never content. There's no contentment.
Yeah, you're not content, and don't think that contentment is going to the other extreme that we just addressed and talked about. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to do anything. No, that's another aspect that also is going to have you be lost. You got to understand what's compatible for human nature. That's why understanding our humanity is so important. Understand your nature. Your nature doesn't work by this constantly chasing that dignity or that fame or that worth. That doesn't work. Constantly chasing it and being straight doesn't work for our nature. And also being aimless and just like living life as if there's nothing also doesn't work for our life, for our being. We need to have a direction. We need to have a purpose. We need to have a goal. We need to have a core. If it doesn't work, it's not compatible for us. We suffer. Go see people who are doing nothing. I've seen people who, they collected so much money and they're at an age where they really don't care of making any more. They say, I just go do something because I need to feel that I serve. I have a purpose in my life. So subhanallah, Allah knows us, He created us and He knows us, He knows what is best for us and what works for us. So it's just such a silly thing. I feel pity for us human beings, how much we resist Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and resist His way, although all what He wants for us is to be in our best version. So going back full circle, really, learn, know Him and surrender to Him and know yourself, because that's how you will have a life that's worth living.
Yeah. So for this episode, we have a few questions for our audience to really think about, kind of like the price, right, of your lifestyle and analyzing the lifestyle that we have created or chosen. So, number one, how do you really feel on a daily basis living the life you have created? Ask yourself an honest question. Are you satisfied with this lifestyle and the outcome of it? The reality is that it's going to continue like this till life ends, unless you change your approach. And then number two, what sacrifices do you make to attain or keep the status that you want for your life? Some examples could be time away from family, not being fully present, maybe doing things that you hate, or make you feel like you're being fake. So you're just doing things. Number three, what's the real reason that you make these sacrifices to live this way? Is it a scarcity mindset? Is it wanting or needing to belong to a community or social class? That feeling of, I need to be accepted, feel important, the recognition. Is it power and influence? Or do you not know that you have worth just being who you are? And then ask yourself, if I were to die in this moment and face the reality of this life, what would I wake up feeling like about the life that I lived when fame, fortune, and everything else I was holding on to in this dunya is just gone? What would you have to explain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what you did to make your life secure, sustainable, comfortable, and luxurious? It's almost like, what are the excuses you're going to come up with in front of Allah?
Wow.
And be honest about it. Like, hold yourself accountable. And then last but not least, are you willing to give up on these attachments of seeking wealth and fame to allow your heart to be attached to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So inshallah, you're getting benefit out of all of these conversations as they get deeper and deeper, and we're holding ourselves more and more accountable, right? With every ayah as the surah kind of comes to a close in these next few episodes. So inshallah, we hope to see you again in our next episode. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
If you like listening to our conversation about the Quran, imagine how much more you would get out of participating in a live conversation about the Quran with Dr. Nadia and a room full of people engaging with the Quran. Join us at our next in-person Seeds of Wisdom retreat, online with our weekly Quran and Me sessions, or for the youth at one of our Camp Z retreats.